Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard here on a sunny Thursday afternoon in southern Alberta. As I don't know about the rest of you in the province, but my goodness, out here in the Calgary area, we're looking at 100 millimeters of rain possible over the next 48 hours. And well, it's a good thing we got lots of Oilers drama to keep up with because there's not going to be much going outside over the course of those next 48 hours. So with that said, if you are new to the channel, friends, consider hitting that subscribe button. I know a lot of you hit that unsubscribe button yesterday, or maybe not. I don't know what it was all about. People just didn't appreciate the fact that I said I felt I had wasted a year covering the Oilers. When they had gone to the Stanley Cup final. I did not say it was a waste of the year by the Oilers. I said maybe some would characterize it as easy that way, but my goodness, I did not do my best job this past year with the Oilers. Thankfully, it's now 25-26 technically, and away we go with new coverage, new problems, a whole new year. That's it. There's going to be some downtime here over the next few weeks, out in Sundre, up in Cold Lake. Kind of explained that a little bit yesterday. All right, let's get to it. The Edmonton Oilers, as we learned yesterday, are under investigation by the NHL. This, I think, came to a lot of frustration and anger and hate towards the NHL from Oilers fans. This is not anything new. This has been going on since the very start of the NHL playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers. This was, of course, why Evander Kane missed Game 1 of the playoffs and came in Game 2, as did a couple other LTIR candidates in the playoffs. Ultimately, Matthew Tkachuk, who miraculously couldn't play any games at the end of the season, but could go for Game 1 and win a Stanley Cup. I know we're all keen to hear what the injury was, but the Florida Panthers were not subject of abuse, apparently. That's as far as I understand. I don't care either way. Bitter as I am, let's carry on. The NHL continues to plans to continue to examine the Oilers' use of LTIR cap relief for forward Evander Kane. From what we understand now, according to Frank Saravelli, basically the information the Edmonton Oilers have provided and the NHL has gathered does not satisfy the investigation. So there will be a whole bunch more, I'm sure, as the summer carries on, that the NHL will be doing to kind of investigate this. And you knew this was going to become a thing as soon as a Canadian team did it. Ultimately, other teams are in hot water as well, as far as I can gather today. So it's not like we're the only exception, but we'll see what happens here as we move forward throughout the summer. This will kind of probably be the offer sheet drama we had last year, as Connor McDavid's contract will be the Leon Draisaitl contract drama we had last year, right? I think for multiple reasons, the Draisaitl contract would have been dealt with a lot sooner. The Oilers taking their sweet triple letter word time to name a general manager and ultimately name a guy that, again, that didn't push the needle any further than last year in Stan Bowman. Well, you know what? Here we are. Connor McDavid's going to do the exact same. And this is basically Ryan Rishaug's notes on Connor McDavid. There's a lot more from Ryan Rishaug. I encourage you to go find this post on Twitter, just simply because there is more to it. There's more context. But the important stuff, and the stuff I at least feel like wasting my time on today on a 25-degree day in southern Alberta before it rains 100 millimeters tomorrow. Let's get to it. Winning is the number one consideration for McDavid. Understanding what the plan is moving forward will be key as talks get underway. Ryan Rishaug notes here that the organization regressed a bit this season, losing key pieces of the future, and the cupboards are not as well stocked, so understanding the plan to move in the right direction will matter. I think you'll see Connor maybe hone in on some of the guys we signed in from Europe to kind of understand how everything's going to blend together. And again, this is where, instead of last year where we all assumed Draisaitl would sign in the first 3 weeks of the offseason, I think Ryan Rishaug's kind of conditioning us here a bit to say, look, guys, we've been through this once before, saying I don't believe July 1st is a critical deadline for this to get completed. Could quite easily push later into July and beyond as things get worked out. So the other side, too, is the Oilers do have some conversations around older pieces like Kane, older pieces like Arvidsson, which are chewing up heavy cap space for us for really, dollar-wise, not maybe your most production you could possibly get at this point of their careers. And obviously, Kane, you feel bad for him because the injuries have just ravaged what otherwise would be an effective player. And, well, for Victor Arvidsson, he just came in and was a dud out of the gate again. probably substantially due to the injury suffered in the first 5 or 6 games of the season it was. So don't want to rehash things too much from last year. Like I said, this is already a new year. I'm moving forward. As I was quoted yesterday in the video, I hated this year's team. Quite honestly, I hated the Edmonton Oilers this year. I was still a fan of the Oilers. That is not what I'm saying. I just hated the team, the makeup, the DNA, everything was just awful. I could not get down with it. So that said, we move forward to a new year where obviously we're already talking about signing Trent Frederic to an 8-year deal as well. And trust me, the player that Trent Frederic is versus the guy he was in the playoffs, two different things. You've watched him enough in Boston as a Canadian. You know you end up watching lots of Boston games on a Sunday morning. So get ready for Trent Frederic fully healthy, not with a high ankle sprain next year. Now, this one, really unfortunate. Again, I think anybody that was cheering for the Oilers in the Stanley Cup Finals realized how important a Stanley Cup win was, not just for the fan base, not just for the team, not for Connor McDavid, not for Leon Draisaitl, but if you were cheering for the Edmonton Oilers in the Cup Final, the first guy you were hoping would get past the Cup, should have they won, would have been Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I know Draisaitl's been here, done that, ride or die with Connor. I know Darnell Nurse's been here. I know Corey Perry's been to 6 Cup Finals, and this would have only been his second win. But Ryan Nugent-Hopkins ultimately is the guy that should have been handed the Cup first. He is, for Oilers fans of my generation, the last first hope remaining of the 4, I guess. Really, it's 3 in a row there when you call Hall, Nuge, and Yak back to back to back. And really, Nugent-Hopkins has just been 100% everything that ultimately we knew he could be back then. The NHL has changed substantially in terms of scoring since then. The NHL has changed in terms of just overall complexion, in terms of physicality and stuff. Nuge obviously being able to thrive as the years have gone on. And staying healthy has been a key piece. And unfortunately, an injury to him slows him down, slows down the team as a whole slowed down. And that is why, again, I will caution as we move forward into the summer. The Oilers, the Euros that are coming in from overseas, from clubs that they were with last year to this year, they're going to bring some speed, some different dynamics to the Oilers. I think as well, you're going to see those guys really hone in on the penalty killing specialties as well. And I think there's some understanding from the Oilers that they need to get young, they need to get some healthy skates in the lineup, and guys that simply are not just going to tucker out after 3 series. And that's what you did see. The Oilers just two overtimes in a row to start the series just killed the Oilers the rest of the way home. And you know what? It is what it is. We'll move forward and we'll get through it here as the season ends up getting started in September. But this is Chaos Day in Edmonton. Again, like I said, lots of drama to keep up with. The NHL's investigating the Oilers. Connor's not 100% committed to signing in Edmonton as of right now. I think, again, it's just kind of the shell game here. He's got to talk a good game just to kind of keep the press talking. I don't know what the whole play is here. Again, it is what it is. But you understand that this will be similar to the Leon thing, and we'll move forward, and it'll be a whole bunch of coverage about nothing. And eventually Connor will sign for $18 million or something stupid. But for right now, nothing to worry about, nothing to panic about. We move forward into tomorrow with the Oilers still standing after another Cup final defeat. I am up on, out of here.